Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. Can Tyson Fury win the rematch with Alexander Usyk? Well, when you're talking about world-level heavyweights, genuine top 10, anything is possible on any given night. These guys are so big, they hit so hard, all it takes is to have one off night, right? Or to get caught with a wrong shot. So I guess a better way to frame it would be to ask, what chance does Tyson Fury have of beating Alexander Usyk in the rematch? And without putting an arbitrary percentage on it, I'd say I give Tyson Fury a better chance of beating Usyk second time around than I'd give AJ of beating Dubois second time around. Let's just put it like that. Because Fury was at least competitive in the first fight, whereas AJ got totally blown out. Fury had some strong rounds in the middle of the fight. He hurt Usyk, whereas Anthony Joshua only won about 10 seconds of his fight with Daniel Dubois. There's three main questions for me regarding Tyson Fury going into this rematch. Number one, what strategy will he employ? Number two, how heavy will he be? And number three, has his punch resistance been affected by the beating he took in May? So first off, the strategy. His brother Shane, who's normally a straight shooter, says that Tyson needs to be aggressive. I agree with that. I think the key to beating Usyk is to not allow him to dictate the pace. If you let him dictate, you lose the fight. Simple as that. You have to dictate the pace. You have to make him dance to your tune, not the other way around. I know it's easier said than done, but that's the way to do it, I think. Be aggressive and keep him on his toes. Have him worrying about what's coming at him. You see, when you're aggressive and you show your intent early by throwing a few big shots in, even if they're just to the chest, Fury is so much bigger than Usyk that he can knock him back with shots like that, knock him off balance. And when you've got your opponent concerned about what's coming at him and you're on the front foot, at that stage, you don't need to have a super high work rate necessarily, because your aggression is going to make him hesitant. That's the idea. It'll bring his work rate down. You can then dictate the pace. You can then decide when you're going to work, when you're not going to work. You can use feints. You can use your jab. You don't have to worry about hitting him in the head. Hit him in the body. Hit him on the chest. Hit him on the arms, the shoulders. Just make sure that you are controlling the tempo of the fight. Derek Chisora managed to do it in the early rounds of his fight against Usyk. I know he's a much shorter guy than Tyson Fury, and that's part of what gave Usyk trouble. But Tyson Fury has the advantage of having much longer arms than Derek Chisora, so he won't need to lunge in as much. And I found it quite curious in the first fight that Tyson Fury really wasn't very rough in the clinches. I don't know whether the referee had warned him before the fight not to do any of that. I know Usyk was very good in the clinches, by the way. He's got excellent technique for getting out of those messy situations, but it's not impossible to clinch him. And when you do, if you're Tyson Fury, surely you should be looking to lean on him. I'm not saying excessively because that's illegal. Just here and there when he can. And over a number of rounds, trust me, that makes a difference. When you're 60 pounds heavier than the guy you're fighting. I'm expecting Tyson Fury to come in around 280 for the rematch. Now, to be fair, and I've always said this, Tyson Fury isn't a particularly dirty fighter. He's a liar, yes, and he talks a whole heap of rubbish, messes around and gaslights to high heaven. We know all that. But in the ring, Fury's never really been particularly dirty. I'm not saying he's the cleanest fighter in the world either. He has done certain things in the past, like when he hit and held to finish off Steve Cunningham. But relative to other heavyweights and other boxers in general, Tyson Fury's not that dirty. I've never seen him do anything really egregious, like blatantly headbutt someone, or hit them while they're down, or deliberately throw a power punch to the back of their head. Not those little taps on the back of the head that boxers often give each other when they're in a clinch. No, I'm talking about a proper power shot to the back of the head. Never seen Fury do anything like that. Never seen him lace his opponent. You know, if they've got a cut, try and rub the inside of his glove in their cut. I saw Otto Wallin do that to Fury, but I've never seen Fury do that to anyone else. So he's not the dirtiest fighter in the world. He really isn't. Now, I'm not suggesting he breaks the rules in a Usyk rematch, but he might need to bend them or push them to the limit, because at this level of boxing, you're talking about tiny margins. The smallest thing can make the difference between winning and losing. Anyway, that's the strategy. As far as the weight, I don't think he should be as light as he was in the last fight, but I don't think he should be as high as 280 either. I reckon a happy medium, maybe about 270 or so, because if he comes in too heavy, I think it will make it too easy for Usyk to just outmaneuver him. Usyk can box on the back foot, no problem whatsoever. And Fury can be a bit cumbersome at times when he's coming forward. So I think they really need to work on keeping his defense tight when he's being aggressive, so Usyk doesn't walk him onto anything. Keep those hands up and place those punches with intent. He needs to do a whole camp of cutting off the ring against the fast-moving southpaw. And as I say, around 270 should allow him to be effective with that strategy. And thirdly, the punch resistance. This is the big one, really, because for my money, Tyson Fury's punch resistance has been deteriorating for a number of years now. Yes, he still gets up and finishes fights, but he seems to be going down easier now than ever. And when you consider the beating he took in the first fight, and yes, folks, he took a beating. I'm not saying he wasn't competitive in other rounds, but he took loads of shots all the way through the fight. And the 9th round in particular was the most punishment I have ever seen Tyson Fury take in any round in his whole career. And there's just no telling how that might affect him neurologically. You remember the first big shot he got hit with in the first fight? It was a left-hander at the end of round 1. What happens if he gets hit with a shot like that in round 1 of the rematch? He was buzzed by it last time out. Maybe this time out, it staggers him or puts him down. It all depends on whether or not his punch resistance has been affected. And none of us can know for certain one way or the other. If it hasn't been affected and Fury implements the tactics that I described earlier, then I'd give him a 40% chance. Yeah, that high. I'd give him a 40% chance of winning. So I'd make him an underdog, yes, but not a significant underdog. If he tries to box on a back foot again, especially at the heavier weight, I think his chances diminish down to 30%, 25 even. Because for one, it didn't work last time, and for two, Usyk fought 12 rounds against Tyson Fury boxing on the back foot. So he's downloaded all the data necessary to deal with that particular approach. If Tyson Fury comes forward and he's aggressive, that's something new for Usyk to deal with. Of course, he's fought many aggressive fighters in the past, but not specifically Tyson Fury. He does things in his own unique way. So to sum up, does Tyson Fury have a chance of winning the Usyk rematch? The short answer is yes, but the exact percentage chance I would give him depends on a number of questions that only Tyson Fury can answer. Anyway, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about this rematch? Can Tyson Fury win it? Make sure you like this video, share it, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast, where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.